Hi, it's Kelsey from Junk Journal Magic. I'm back to do a final flip through for my second Dollar Tree Junk Journal Challenge journal. The first one was Secret Realm. That video will be on my playlist in the description box below. This is the final build for Jessica at Paper Terrace. She is celebrating her 100,000 subby milestone, and she's encouraging everyone to have fun making junk journals from Dollar Tree items. With this, I used 2 brads that did not come from Dollar Tree, and well, actually forked because there were 2 here, but I couldn't find any at Dollar Tree, so I just did it. They were my tools. I also used dies to cut these nameplates. Do I have them here? Yes. I have nameplate. Well, they're not in there. Sorry. I cut those, and I cut flowers. What else did I cut koi. Now, also on my journal cover here, this little bit of gold leaf trim, I added that out of necessity. This cover was so awful the way it was to me, I had to put that on there. And to do it, I couldn't add it later because it's part of this little layered piece. I sewed it on, so I just did it. Sorry. Oh, and there's one more apology I need to make. I used dragonfly stickers. I lost my mind in the middle of doing this. It had been the end of a very long day working on this, and I grabbed dragonfly stickers from Temu, and I'm like, ooh, and I stuck one on there, and then another one, and another one, and I think I stuck on 5 before I thought, oh no, these aren't from Dollar Tree. So I admit that it was my mistake. It was in the heat of the moment at the end of a very long, exhausting creative day. I admit that. I was going to add the dragonfly stickers later after I did my flip through for this challenge, and then I was going to add them just to zhuzh it up a little. So, okay, this is my reflection journal. There's a koi gazing pond for the cover, and I stitched with some orange thread intentionally just because it kind of brightened it up. I used a black painter's canvas from Dollar Tree for the back. It's lined with cardstock. So is the front because the cover's cardstock from a coloring book. I believe you've seen this before. That's the front and the back. So I trimmed it down to the size I wanted. I added some coloring book page to line the back of it just to make it pretty, and it can be colored. And then I gave it a pocket. I had to do all that to sew it in place. It had to be done before I could do anything inside the book. The same with the back. I did the inside cover, added a koi pocket. I had 2 of the coloring books. I botched up one of the covers, the front covers, and I had to cut into the second one, so I just said to heck with it. I'm going to use the extra koi from the back cover to make pretty pockets. One of these was actually, this was a koi from the front cover, right here where I cut it. So I went ahead and salvaged that piece, put it right here. So there's lots of koi swimming. Now, what I did here for my tassel, or charm, or whatever you want to call it, is I made one of those little stacked stone things that's very zen. I made these stones last year out of polymer clay from Dollar Tree. The polymer clay was in various colors, so I'd take thin sheets of it, I'd get it as thin as possible, then I'd layer colors and I'd twist it and make it kind of funky and swirly. Some is like a brown with green, some's gray with a pale green or white. Anyway, I formed these little flat stones, and I made certain some were smaller than the others because I was going to do this on a Zen journal. It's a Zen beach theme. I haven't finished it yet. I got stuck on the cover. I needed a certain hardback sized cover to make it. I have it. I never got back to it because I was doing all these things on YouTube. But all I have to do, I think I'm going to finish that journal next. These are the stones I made. I baked them, and then after I got them out, they were pretty ugly. They were the color of the clay. They were hard, but I still didn't like them, so I got some, I put on a disposable glove and got a little bit of white paint and just rubbed the stones between my fingers in that paint, the tiniest bit of paint, and it just gives them a washed finish. just like stones you find lying around that have been tumbled. That's what these are, tumbled stones. So there's a little stone, stacked stones in thing right there, and there's a word for it. I can't pronounce it anyway. I'll have to put it on the screen for you. This little gold bead here is from a hair stretchy band thing. You know, the little round things that you put at the end of ponytails or at the tops of ponytails. That's a bead that came on when I bought one 2 years ago with the last Dollar Tree Junk Journal Challenge, and I had all these gold beads I used. I don't have that journal anymore. I sold it, so I can't show you. But it's actually it's in that Dollar Tree Junk Journal Challenge playlist. I recorded that. The second time it didn't go well, and the third time I got it to a point where I could live with it. So that was a video I made years ago for a Dollar Tree Junk Journal. And I didn't start actually filming videos for fun on YouTube, which this is fun right now. And what I did was I started a year ago on the 18th this month. So I just had my 1-year anniversary. And I hit 3,000 subbies the Thursday before that anniversary on the Saturday. So it was really exciting. And thanks to everyone who subscribed. But that particular video is not the best video. I'm just saying right up front, don't expect bells and whistles and fireworks like some of my videos that I make now. So when I put these rocks on here, I made knots to secure them in place where they were far enough down the string that you could do this and open the book. Ta-da! I know I'm not the only one who has to worry about that. So, you know, someone did it at some point and I thought, okay, I'll never forget that. So it's been useful for me. So inside we have a pocket with strips of coloring book pages from the coloring books I've used, just things to color for fun and, you know, mindless ponderings while you color. There's extra little pieces of paper from in the journal. All these are Dollar Tree papers I've dyed or just ripped apart and sewn together here so they can be used. And I used a little piece of black cardstock in the back. I'll show you when I get to the first page what I've done. That black is not from Dollar Tree, but I needed it. So I just, like Jessica said, she had to use some scrapbook paper because she didn't have any from Dollar Tree. So I used some black cardstock. Then I had painty papers. I was talking about paint I bought from Dollar Tree, that Art Deco brand. It's great. And I could have started from scratch and made more, but I already had these and I kept thinking I just need to use those painting papers. So I just grabbed the ones, they had the colors on them I was going to use, and there were the paints and everything. So here we go. I turned this large sheet into a pocket. It's a pocket in the front and at the very back. So that paper was just like my extra scrapbook paper that wasn't from Dollar Tree. I made a little tag here. It says ponder because in this pocket are quotes by unknown authors of things to ponder about life. And since this is a Zen gazing pool with koi, you're going to have time to think. And with all that time, you might need to think about something interesting or something profound. Here we go. I made you some little points to ponder. Then I used my dyed papers. I had a ton of dyed paper from the first book. I spent 5 days dyeing paper for that book, and I admitted I did not want to dye paper again, but I did. I dyed it yellow and red because I needed yellow and red. So I made koi. This is some very, very lightweight cardstock, and I just used the same colors that I was using to dye papers to make sure my koi had spots, like those big white ones you see when you go somewhere and everyone's feeding the fish below the little bridge you're walking on there, or pier. They're throwing dog food in there to the fish. Well, yeah, that's the kind I was shooting for. So that's why you see red and yellow and a little orange where they mix. And I made certain to do them on both sides so they looked pretty. Then I had a little book with quotes. It's a little journal, more like a prayer journal. And I tore most of the quotes out and had these pages left, so I just made them fit in here. The black paper. This is like a lightweight card. It is an artist pad. I didn't have any construction paper. I almost said cardboard. I didn't have any construction paper, so I went ahead and thought, what the heck? If it's not going to be from Dollar Tree anyway, I'm going to use 3 pieces of this. And it just helped balance the color just enough to make everything pop. So I needed something stiff too for different decorations, like this one. It was a bunch of these leaves. I cannot tell you what they're called. They're not elephant ears, are they? They could be. Anyway, I had one bunch, $1.75 from Dollar Tree. I ripped them off. They pop right off that plastic they're stuck onto and off that long wire stem. They just pop right off. And they're kind of a plastic. They're not quite fabric. I'm not sure what they are, but when I was sewing them, my needle wouldn't engage with the thread beneath. From time to time, it would just completely skip. So it's not really visible. I wasn't happy about that, but it was because of the texture of the leaves. And by the time I had made these, it was a done deal. We had to do it. So, am I down low enough where you can see? That's the black pages, and they're good for if you want to write with white or do something artsy on there, maybe color with metallic watercolors or draw with colors. But this is art paper. To me, this is an artist journal. And I made the same kind of flower pages from my other book, Secret Realm. And I used the butterflies to make some tabs. This one I chose to use orange and black thread. I thought it went with the journal. I wished I had used green after I'd done it because it looks more like a stem. But live and learn. So that was my sky paper. That was wetted graph paper, where you get these clouds sort of moving across the page. I love that. So the butterflies are flying there. Then I have some yellow paper I dyed, and I added a couple little koi here and there just so we'd have some interesting fish to help you remember to ponder all things. Here's another piece of that paper. Here's tea-dyed paper from the last project. Here's a card that says, even small steps will get you where you're going. I thought that was perfect for a Zenish koi journal. And I was bad, like I said. I forgot what I was doing and stuck the dragonflies down. But I admit that right up front. You know they're not from Dollar Tree. I know that. Here's some paper I dyed. I loved it so much. And it went with this gray card that I just went ahead and left it in there. Kind of goes with the rocks too. Look at that. Love it. So this was a greeting card, and I went ahead. There was a better one that I had a few years ago that I've used the same way. And I just went ahead and kind of fussy cut it. So it'd be fun. Here's some fun things to think about, like the dream catcher. Almost said dream chaser. Trust me, I just had a video where I said I've been functioning on God help me all day. I'm tired. We drove up to my dad's yesterday. It's an 11-hour round trip, and we visit him for 2.5 hours and turn around and come back. It's just hard. Here's some more of that green and white legal pad paper from the last journal. Coffee dyed, red dyed, and this dyed paper, when I laid it out, I put it on some paper towels on our freezers in the garage. And there's just enough texture in that paper towel that it held up the paper at certain points, and where it touched, it drew some of that moisture in and wicked the ink away. So you get this almost scale, like fish scales texture. So that's really cool. I'm so glad it happened. Of course, it's an envelope. I made a card with another break the rule dragonfly. Well, I don't have to add them now. And then I made a tuck with this butterfly. Any of these pages that were from the coloring book have been oohooed down onto heavier paper. You can color them with coloring pencils. Do not use anything wet on them.